Hello, Painting with a Purpose friends. I've missed you guys. I've not been back and painting with you for a while, but we're going to get started on the Day of the Dead painting tonight. So the colors that you will need, and the colors can vary. You can use whatever colors you want to, really. So the background is going to be like a darker gray. I'm going to use 2 different shades of green, yellow, red, purple, black, and white. I'm also going to use my metallic paints. I love those. And the brushes you will be needing are your bigger flat brush and your small and medium round brush. For this painting, you will also need a pencil. We're going to kind of do this one a little bit different. You're going to draw the outline of your skull. So you will need a pencil. We're going to draw half of the skull on our canvas and paint around it. So start at the top about 1.5 inches down, and you're just going to kind of curve it down. It kind of curves in a little bit and back out. That's his cheekbone. Kind of curves back in a little bit where his chin is, and then curves all the way down. Now you can do a full face skull if you would like. We're just going to do a half. And now that we have the outline of our skull with your dark gray, we're going to paint around it. Now we're going to rinse our brush and let that dry. Alright, we're going to draw his eye, and that's going to be the last thing that we're going to draw. Everything else we're going to paint. So his eye socket is going to set just right in here where this bump in is. And it's going to be kind of big, circle, ovalish. And we're drawing it because it's going to get painted black, and we can't really fix black, and we don't want to mess it up, so we went ahead and drew his eye socket. So once you have that drawn, get your medium round brush, and we're going to paint this black. Alright, go ahead and rinse that off. Get all that black off. And we're going to come down here and we're going to paint a flower. We're going to start with our yellow. And we're just going to do a little yellow center, just kind of as a guide. We're going to work on our center as we build our flower too. Wipe the yellow off, and I'm going to make my flower red. You can make your flower any color you want to, and I'm still using that medium round brush, and this flower is going to be big. We're going to layer it, and it's going to fill this space. Actually, I think I'm going to switch to my little brush and kind of draw the petals first, and then go back and fill them in with the bigger brush. It's going to be easier for me to get the shape of the petal that I want. Also, something else is, as you do your flower, it's much better if you turn your canvas. That way the flower petals go in the right directions. So I'm going to take my canvas off my easel. Now, with your small brush, if you've messed up any edges like I did, go back and kind of clean them up. Alright, now we're going to add some texture. So with a little bit of a lighter color, come in around these first flower petals. And right here in the center, you're just going to kind of pull some of that lighter color out. On that second layer, where the flowers are lighter, I'm going to come in around the edge with the darker red. And then pull some of that darker red up through the center. And you're going to use that darker red, maybe even darken it just a smidge for that third layer. So if you want to darken it just a smidge, little bit of black and a lot of red. That up. All right, grab your flat brush, and with the white, we're gonna paint your skull. I know your canvas is white, but it'll give it a nice shine. Just make sure all that gray is out. Oops, I got a little bit of red in there. I don't know how I did. Wipe that white off, and I'm going to use my metallic purple. You can use your regular purple. It is completely up to you. If I can get it open. Okay. I'm going to take just a little bit of purple. And I'm going to come in here along the edge of my skull. And I'm just going to pull it. All right, now our face has to dry before we can start adding our fun designs. Now that our face is dry, with your thin, your very small round brush, we're gonna work on his teeth. His teeth remind me of Tic Tacs, and with black, so be very careful. I'm gonna kind of zoom this in because it's gonna be easier for me to paint closer. You're gonna start on the edge, and you're gonna make one Tic Tac. Your next Tic Tac is going to be right next to it, but it's going to be just a smidge smaller. Just like so. Now rinse the black off. And with your purple, you're going to draw a line, kind of like a smile line, down the center of those Tic Tacs, just like that. Right? So those are his teeth. It's going to come together, I promise. Now with your small brush, I want you to take a little bit of white and a little bit of your purple. We're going to lighten up some purple. And we're going to do the flower. We're going to put a flower in the middle of his eye. So I'm going to do a little yellow center. This is like a guide. We always go back and fix the centers at the end when everything is dry. This flower is going to be a little bit different. And it's just going to be like that. And again, I'm going to take my canvas down. You guys can see that, and I'm going to spin it. So these are thin petals, just your normal, kind of like, it reminds me of a daisy. Now, we're just going to go back and paint that in. Now with some of that regular dark purple, we're just going to kind of outline it. With your plastic end and white paint, we're going to do little dots inside his eye, all the way around. All right. His eye is finished. We'll fix the center in a minute. Okay, next we are going to do his little nose is like a black teardrop. So right next to the edge of the canvas, and do a little black teardrop and fill that in. Right above that, half is hanging off the canvas, and it's going to be an upside down teardrop. And you're just going to see half of it. And then next to that, you have another upside down teardrop, but it's kind of coming out of the side. And then on his chin, we have a couple more teardrops. We've got another one that is half on, kind of wraps around the edge of the canvas. The next one is kind of sideways, a little bit lower. And the next one is kind of sideways and a little bit lower next to that one. Right above his teeth, he gets a little mustache line. See, it's coming together. Now, for his forehead, you can do lots of different things. You can add designs. You can keep it plain. It's completely up to you. I'm going to put part of another red flower. So I'm going to rinse my little brush, and I'm going to get my yellow to give me a guideline. It's going to be only halfway. So like right here is going to be the center of the flower. And I'm going to work out from it. And it's going to be a flower similar to the one that we did at the bottom. Several layers. That red off, and we're going to make some green leaves down here at the bottom. We're going to start with your lighter green, and we're going to do a big old leaf down here in the corner. Let's see. I'm going to use my small brush to get in these small areas. And then I'm going to do 2 more leaves. I'm going to do one coming in this way. And then I'm going to do one kind of right here next to his head. Alright, now I'm going to switch to my medium round brush and fill those in. Fix our centers, the yellow, we want them to overlap the flower just a little bit. And we're going to fix this center. This one up here. I'm going to rinse this off and I'm going to try to cover up my mistake. Alright, with your small brush and the purple paint and the end of your small brush, we're going to add dots kind of around his mouth. And with this skinny brush and your gold paint, we're going to add some curvies up here. And I'm going to do some down here. I'm just going to darken it up. Alright, wipe that gold off, and we are going to do some little accent dots with white on our nose. And the stuff above our nose. And everything is going to get outlined with black. So, little small brush, black paint, everything gets outlined. Fill this space. we are all finished. There is your Day of the Dead, and you can decorate your skull any way you want to, really. It's completely up to you. Have fun with it. Can't wait to see what you've created. Remember, keep checking back. We always try to add new material weekly. Bye, guys.